Hey guys, my name's Serena McKnight and I just concluded riding the 2020 Honda Rebel 500. The revisions seen on this 2020 model include stiffer suspension, LED lighting throughout, a new gauge layout, as well as an assisted slipper clutch. Our model is also accessorized from Honda's line, and that includes the fork boots, the headlight cowl, a 12-volt adapter here, stitch seats, as well as a bracket and side bag. Honda's intended audience for this bike is beginner riders as well as the female ridership. Now they've shared some of their numbers with us and found that a growing portion of Rebel owners are women. In fact, 36% of the owners are purchasing the 300 and 28% are purchasing the 500. They also found that an impressive 61% of Rebel 300 purchasers are first-time owners and 45% are first-time owners for the 500. So moving on to one of the first updates that Honda implemented on the 2020 Rebel is the addition of the assisted slipper clutch. Now this reduces lever effort by 30%, Honda says, and I actually found that it does work quite well in reducing the fatigue that a rider can experience in the hand. Now moving on to the engine. The Honda Rebel 500 is equipped with the 471cc parallel twin. It's unchanged for this year, but I found the power delivery to be very smooth and manageable. It has a lot of low-end torque for getting off of the line at stoplights, and it also has taller gearing for the longer stretches of freeway that you could come across. Prior to filming, we were able to run the 500 on CycleWorld's in-house dyno and found that this 471cc parallel twin makes 40.8 horsepower at 7,900 RPM and 29.9 pound-feet of torque at 6,300 RPM. Now Honda's suspension has been stiffened for 2020. This Rebel is equipped with 41mm front fork and dual shocks in the rear. Upon riding this motorcycle, I felt that it was very stable at speed. Under hard braking, the machine did not dive, but once it returned and rebounded, it didn't feel like it was jostling me too much. The rear suspension is dual shocks, and upon hitting some harsher bumps, I did feel that it bottomed out a bit, bucking me out of the seat slightly. But otherwise, in general, this machine can handle the rougher roads that you could come across and also feel pretty stable in the turns and twisties that we took it on today. In terms of ergonomics of this bike, I found the handlebar positioning was very comfortable. However, the seat to peg measurement was a little cramped for my 6-foot-tall frame. It just brought my knees a little too high and made it just feel a little cramped in that area. The seat height is claimed to be 27.2 inches. However, we tested it out and found that it is 27.6 inches. Now Honda has improved the seat with a thicker and denser foam. We are equipped with the accessory seat, which aside from the stitching is the only difference. Now in terms of handling, the Honda Rebel does carry its weight down low. I felt when we were riding the twisties, it felt very planted in each turn. Upon leaning it over, it felt pretty light, and it also carried through with the power delivery after each turn as well. The suspension felt very stable in those conditions. However, when I did bump mid-turn, it did jostle slightly. Nissan hydraulic disc brakes are situated at the front and the rear. Upon hard braking, it does not have a hard initial first bite. However, it has a strong communicative feel. The bike can be equipped with ABS. That's a $300 addition to the base MSRP. Now for the fit and finish of this motorcycle. I actually really love what Honda did with this. They added that LED lighting. It brings it into the modern world. Those 4 headlamps in the front really clean up that look. The matte is a nice touch as well, very cruiser-like to me. Another thing that I also liked about it is the fit and finish with the wiring. Now they really kept the wiring clean and wrapped the wires and also have a braided hose cover on some of the hoses that lead into the engine. It just makes this motorcycle look more expensive than it actually is. Additionally, the taillight section has been cleaned up quite a bit. It used to protrude awkwardly out here in the back, and now with the LED lighting and this clean, tidy setup, I think it looks really sharp. Moving on to the new semicircular gauge, I also like that the information is easily readable at a quick glance. While you can toggle through some of the features like the odometer, trip meters, and average miles per gallon and current miles per gallon, they did leave off a tachometer, which I thought was a little interesting. But other than that, all the numbers and figures are really easy to read at a quick glance. One gripe, however, that I do have with this is in order to scroll through the information, you have to touch the button that is on the gauge itself rather than a simple toggle switch on the handlebars. And with all the updates that Honda applied to this 2020 motorcycle, it still comes at the same price of $6,199 for the base model. Props to Honda for keeping that price the same with having the additional updates. Now, while the accessories will come at an extra price, you at least have the base starting at $6,199. Overall, I feel that Honda's Rebel is carrying the torch in the beginner cruiser category. Has smooth, torquey engine, refined suspension, comfortable ergos, technological updates throughout, all while keeping the price the same, which is great for beginners looking to get into the sport. So there you have it, guys. That's the first ride review on the Honda Rebel 500. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.